Hello. In this video, I'll help you get started on the Chapter 2 Payroll Accounting homework, which tests you on the concepts of completing a Form W-4, a Form I-9, and the Employee Register forms for the employees of Pravasti Farms and Sugar House. We begin with the information about Pravasti Farms and Sugar House and the listing of 7 employees who were hired on February 1st. For each employee, you can see the employee number, name and address, and payroll information. The first employee on the list is Terry Mangy. Her employee number begins with the letter A, which indicates that Terry is an agricultural worker, followed by the first 5 letters of her last name. In the next column, we see the name Terry Mangy and her address at 1022 Forest School Road, Woodstock, Vermont, and the zip code 05001. Terry's telephone number and social security number are also listed here. Terry will have a 3% 401k deduction and a $155 Section 125 deduction. You will learn about 401k and the Section 125 deductions when we get to Chapter 4. In the next column, we see Terry's hire date, which is February 1st, the birth date, the position title, which is production manager, and that Terry is a full-time, exempt employee. The marital status is married filing jointly, with a pay rate of $35,000. Terry has 3 dependents under 17 and 1 dependent over 17. There is no information for Step 4 information. I already mentioned that the employee number of agricultural workers starts with the letter A. In addition, the company uses the letter B at the start of the employee number for office workers. Just a side note, I would not recommend doing that because employees change jobs and an employee who starts as an agricultural worker may move into an office position and vice versa. Or, an employee could split their time between both departments. The employee number is a permanent part of the employee's record, whereas the department can change. So, it's better not to combine the two. For question 1 and 2, your task is to fill out Form W-4 and Form I-9 for you, the newly hired accounting clerk, named Student Success. This section here provides you with the details you need to complete the forms, and some information that you don't need for the Form W-4 and Form I-9 but will need for question 3. For Form W-4, start by filling in the name, address, and social security number, followed by your marital filing status in Section 1. Section 2 asks whether you have multiple jobs or a spouse that works. Step 3 is about dependents and Step 4 is about adjustments. Step 5 requires you to fill in the date, and in the section below, labeled Employers Only, you fill in the employer's name and address, the first date of your employment with the company, and the employer identification number. Of course, in a real-life scenario, the hired employee would not complete the employer portion of this form. The next form you need to complete is Form I-9, Employment Eligibility Verification. You'll start with Section 1, Employee Information and Attestation, where you'll fill in the name and address, social security number and phone number. In the next section, you'll choose the applicable citizenship status. This section is only completed if you choose option number 4 of the citizenship status list. Sign the form by entering the name and date, which is the hire date. Don't forget to check the box, I did not use a preparer or translator. You are now ready to complete page 2. Start by filling in the last and first name and the citizenship status. In our exercise, the employee uses one document from List B and one from List C. In a real-life situation, employees can choose a document from List A as well. Our exercise has a listing of acceptable documents for all 3 categories. You will have to click on the link for the acceptable documents, and then, complete the information in the List B and the List C sections. In our exercise, the employer then completes the certification, where the person who does this on behalf of the employer attests under penalty of perjury that they have examined the documentation presented by the employee and that the documentation appears genuine. Complete this section as well. In question 3, you are now tasked with filling in the employee information form for all 8 employees of Pravasti Farms and Sugar House. This work is a bit tedious. And, to avoid scrolling back and forth, I recommend that you either duplicate the browser tab and then view both browser tabs side by side. Or, take a picture of the employee information and then use that to fill in the employee information. This is what happens in a real-life scenario as well. The payroll accountant will have to type the employee information into the payroll system or submit it into the outsourced payroll application, or write it into the employee information card, like you are doing here. To give you an idea of what the completed employee form should look like, I've completed the form for the first employee, Terry Mangy. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions.